heard? And that's fine. You can say, what have you heard about Antifa? I want to know how you know the information because it's very serious right now. Okay.
Yeah. What I heard.
And my name's Mark, by the way.
Okay. What I heard from some
Sir, are you part of this? Will you please go over there then? Thank you.
What I heard was from some conservatives.
Okay.
Right.
And this is serious. I mean, I want to know whatever you know.
Yeah.
These are with cop watch stuff. So we're talking. Okay,
that they were. They had guns in the car. They said that there was Antifa that set a barrel on fire in Sandy.
I don't know that.
Okay. And they said that. Well, they said someone's seen it.
Okay.
And they said.
Are you videoing this? I know. So are you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's fine.
And what they did was what they're doing is they're driving around looking for Antifa.
Your friends are, or whoever these people are.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I also know because the guy showed me a video.
If you have, is a video showing cars or like that?
No.
We're serious about this, okay?
Yeah. A guy showed me this video right here.
Let me get my glasses on.
Or not a video, but a picture.
Okay. Gas cans and propane. Okay.
Yeah. They found that in a bush.
Where?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Can we find out where? Because here's what I'm worried about. Bob, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm worried about is that there's people stashing stuff, right?
Right.
It means that they're going to go in preparation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I don't want to sound like some doomsdayer,
right,
but it's getting serious. And we need the public's help on this.
There are people that are not going to leave their homes. And if this happens, if they start igniting more fires, people are going to die.
Right.
That's not okay.
No.
It shouldn't be okay with anybody on cop watch.
Hell no, it's not.
Anybody in the world right now.
No.
That's absolutely crossing a huge line.
Right.
About politics or anything.
Is he your crew?
No one's with me. Okay. I'm by myself.
All right, because he was mean mugging. I'm like,
It's Conte reporting. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to look at some crazy shit today. All right. So how you doing, man? How's everybody doing? So I got to apologize, right? Not really apologize, but I got to set the record straight. I had a kind of a sleepless night. In fact, right after yesterday's live stream, I had an epiphany. All right, because I was a little late to this story because I bought into the notion that wildfires. What the fuck do I know? I'm from the East Coast. I live 2 seconds from the beach in the East Coast. We don't have wildfires here. We don't have that kind of spark and burn shit going on. We have other things. We have other things, but not that. So, to me, when I first saw this fiery thing, I said, "Oh, well, that's natural causes. Nobody's really complaining. That's something that happens. It's the dry season. It's slightly. I still won't back down from my understanding of climate change. That the planet is warming a little bit. Things are getting drier. Things are getting droutier. Things are getting hotter, especially on the West Coast. Right? Are these incidental things? Whatever. It doesn't matter. But on further investigation, is it possible that a couple of people, an organization will see the opportunity and seize it? In other words, if someone lives on the West Coast and knows that this is the dry season, you know what? Hey, Jad, you know what? If you light a fire right here, right in this spot right here, right? And when the wind starts to pick up, the whole motherfucking city's whole fucking town's gonna burn down. Right? How about that shit? Right? One little fire, one little barrel of fuel could assist the natural occurrence, is what I'm trying to say. So is it arson-assisted wildfire? I don't know. It's just put a lighter and a match in the right place, right? Look, what is the trademark of Antifa? What is the trademark of Antifa when they rally? What is it? They at the end of the rallies they break shit, smash windows, destroy property, and what? Set little fires. So is it out of the realm of possibility that a bunch of motherfuckers peeled off of the rallies? They're up in the hills. They know the area. They know the lay of the land, and they're sparking these little fires. Right? So that's the subject today. Right? Open investigation. No No conclusions. Maybe it's going to take a while. I thank everybody for sending their videos and sending their ideas to me. I put it out there. I asked for it. There's like 100 fucking videos that I had to watch. I've been watching videos yesterday, all day. And so I got a lot. I got like I don't know, like 25 items queued up. And we're going to look at them. We're going to go objective. Try to look at the dates that mainstream media was reporting this, dates that independent reporters were reporting, what they saw. And what we'll try to do is, a lot of times it's actually a little easier to do an investigation this far out, maybe 3 or 4 days. What is it? 4 days, 5 days, 5 days, 6 days. So it's not even a week. So, but we have a compilation of a lot of ideas now to make an educated guess. It's always a guess because I'm not there. I didn't see a bunch of guys in black hats and black shirts running with a gas can and a torch. I have not seen that. I have seen with my own eyes, nobody's video, I have seen very peaceful protests in New York City, Black Lives Matter protests, where 95% of the population in those rallies was peaceful. And I saw it turn into bitter violence, smashing windows, setting shit on fire. A few times. Not just once. I've seen it a few times. So is it out of the realm of possibility that these fires are being assisted by way of arson, by way of fueling, by way of the use of accelerants, throwing a cocktail bomb or a fire bomb, or maybe a fire breathing drone flying over the fucking area? No, it's not. It's absolutely not. So that's what we're talking about today. So buckle up for this one, kids, because this is going to be crazy, man. I hope. Let me start recording. I just want to record it because if we get cut, Marcus Conte reporting right here. We just cut because you're seeing the cut version from YouTube. So we'll have the record recorded. So thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for sending me the videos. Try not to be a dick in the chat. I know this is a tough subject because I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about it, and I'm going to try to cover all opinions. I think I just did in the monologue. I think I in this little rant right now that there are many sides of the coin, right? There's the idea that climate change is escalating the hazards on Earth for shit like this to happen. And then there's a bunch of opportunistic motherfuckers that will take advantage of that, throw some gas on the fire to promote their own socialist agenda. Now, what is that socialist agenda? This is not the video for that. And I don't even think that the stooges that are that's more of a political question. The stooges that are claiming Antifa and such, claiming a socialist agenda, what does it even mean? When you look these things up, like Lenin and Trotsky and who the fuck are these people, right? Who cares, right? Or even the Antifa movement in Germany in 1932-33 that moved to stop fascism. Right? What fascism? Right? Aren't you the fascist, burning people's homes and forcing your opinion on people? Isn't that fascism? You see yourself as a savior, but other people see you as a fucking menace, right? Or the Trump people that are, or the patriots in the country that are going to start shooting these motherfuckers if they come into their house. So we have and the politicians that jump on the bandwagon, the politicians that say it's climate change, blindly saying climate change. Gavin Newsom in California, for example, going full throat, climate change, or Merkley and Inslee up in Washington State saying the same exact thing. I played it yesterday on the show. Did I believe it at the moment? Partially I did. But upon further investigation, that's what this is, right? I'm not a perfect vessel, man. Don't I'm a fucking guy with a Wayne's World hat on, right? Long hair. You bought into the notion that I'm some sort of prophet or fucking some sort of, know-it-all or whatever, man. I am who I am. Kindly, very important video though. Kindly share this video down the appropriate channels. Look, YouTube this is how the new media works. YouTube is suppressing, right? We know that, right? And there's nothing you can do about. You can't sit around and wait for YouTube to promote. You have to do it. The crowd has to get out there and propagate the information, right? I'm just a talking head. It's all I can only do so much. Right? You feed it to me, and I present it, and then we disseminate. I said decimate. We disseminate the stuff along out into the internet, so other people could see it and make up their own mind. So again, this is not. I don't know at this point. I don't know if it is Ars0n-assisted. There's a lot of evidence upon further investigation. There is evidence and talk that points in that direction. There is a modus operandi of using fire to fuck with people and scare people, and in this case, burn them out of their homes, smoke them out so they run away. They tried it in New York. They tried to smash all the windows and empty out the city. It kind of worked for a little while. But a city like New York is resilient. It comes back. But here they are now in the highlands of Oregon, Washington State, and California mountains, burning the motherfucker down. I don't know anything about forestry or but what I do know is that sometimes of the year there is an opportunity for fire to spread, and that's when you're supposed to be vigilant, not throwing gas on fucking weeds to burn it, right? So you could see how little fires can spark and catch on and create the wildfire, right? So it's human assisted wildfire is what I'm trying to say, right? There's a 50-50 shot. I don't freaking know really, but we're gonna find out. But before you do that, kindly become a Patreon of this channel, because that if you can't do the legwork online of sharing and liking and bringing this information to other people, just drop a couple of dollars in the tip jar so that Conte is not looking at his ribs when he looks in the mirror. And we can keep this thing going, right? And or become a Patreon, long-term investment for you. $2 a month. Come on, man, $2 a month, right? That's how we do this shit right here, right? So share the high hell out of these videos. Go to my site and such. And so let's watch this one. We'll start here. I already played a little bit of it. I played a lot of it, but let's listen one more time. This is law enforcement. It's very interesting. Apparently, this guy is Robert West, is some sort of reporter over there, and he got into a conversation with sheriffs. I'm not gonna narrate a lot of this. So you're just gonna watch a lot of it. So let's start here with the sheriff deputy says fuck Antifa.
What have you heard? And that's fine. You can say, oh, what have you heard about Antifa coming out? Because I want to know how you know the information, because it's very serious right now, okay?
Yeah. What I heard...
And my name's Mark, by the way.
Okay. What I heard from some...
Sir, are you part of this? Will you please go over there then? Thank you.
He said something about the money is marked. Again, listen, watch for details. This is put up September 11. We're now at September 15. Let's just try to piece it together. The fires started, I guess, about September 8 or 9. They started to notice them, right? And those could have been natural causes, right? And then the thugs head up into the trails, or literally tossing cocktail bombs out of cars onto. Look, these kids are very smart, right? I saw them. Just as a preface, I have eyewitness trying to keep up with the crowd to catch them doing the dirty deed. And in Manhattan, I had to walk 10 miles chasing these motherfuckers up and down blocks before the shit started. So they're very, very smart. They're very, very calculated. Is this something that couldn't be engineered by a bunch of observant kids? Absolutely it can. Absolutely it can. It's right. So that's what you have to keep in mind. It's those little opportunities, the little openings where they get to smash every window on the block before the police show up, as they did in New York City, to drive the police in a circle so that they know where they are and then do the dirty deed. So could smart criminals get away with assisting buyers Absolutely. Absolutely. Now we need the evidence. Right? The trademark is break stuff. We will break your shit. Right? That's what the young people are saying. I don't know what's in their minds, right? But it does seem that we've passed the tipping point in terms of youth. I'm sorry, but I gotta get this shit out, right? We've passed a point in terms of youth. If you follow, for example, the Bernie Sanders movement, right? Those kids it's the same kids. It's the same kids at the Sanders rallies as it is now at the Antifa rallies. It's the same young people saying, we gave it a shot. We tried your system of politics, and you fucked us. You stole the election from us. You humiliated us, and you tried to corral us into a shit sandwich, Joe Biden, when we had our candidate. That's what I can't emphasize the gravity of that enough, because that's who it is. You fucked over this generation. You, mainstream media, you, corporate America, you, conservative America, who refuses to let the young people in, to listen to even anything that they say. Right? And now you've got your response. They are not fucking playing anymore. Now they want to burn the fucking village to the ground because you won't let them in. Now, that's heavy. It's not opinionated. It's just a fact. When you talk to young people, that's where they're at. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't want to hear what you have to say. You 50-year-old guy who lives in a house and you're going to tell me how to live my life. I'm going to go into this disgusting country full of corporate money grabbers, and you want me to go to indebt myself $200,000 on college and be a fucking corporate slave for the rest of my life? Are you kidding me? I have different plans. And that's what the young people are saying is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? So you have that element, right? They think they're on the right side of history, and you think you're on the right side of history, stopping them from doing it. Right? Just try to be open. Try to be open. I'm not taking anybody's side. I'm just trying to show you both sides of the coin, because I looked into it. I and so did you. We all know it. We all see it. Right? That Bernie Sanders movement was full of love and energy and righteousness. And now it's the opposite. Now it's like we're going to take your shit. We don't care that we burned your fucking house to the ground. Good for you. You got your house burned to the ground because we don't like your system. We don't like your ownership and your capitalism, because it keeps us out. We're the young generation. We're squeezed out of the equation, right? And you know what we say to that? Fuck you. We're gonna burn your shit to the ground. Now that is the spirit of youth. That is the American spirit. That is revolution. That's real revolution. Now, can you stop it? Do you want to stop it? Do you want to join it? Right? These are all things that we got to think about, right? Is it better to continue to exist and complain about a broken system that none of us can seem to figure out how to change it? And here come the young people burning the motherfucking field to the ground. Get out of the way. We know which way we're going. Get out of the way. Follow us. That's what they're saying. Right? So just, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, man? So it's going to be heavy today, man. This is what I'm thinking. So let's go back. Now we're going to look at the evidence. That's the big picture.
What I heard was from some conservatives.
Okay.
Right?
And this is serious. I mean, I want to know whatever you know.
Yeah. That
these are with cop watch stuff, so we're talking. Okay,
that they were, they had guns in the car. They said that there was Antifa that set a barrel on fire in Sandy.
I don't know that.
Okay. And they said they said someone's seen it.
Okay.
And they said,
are you videoing just so I know? Are you referring? Okay, that's cool. That's fine.
And what they did was what they're doing is they're driving around looking for Antifa.
Your friends are, or whoever these people are, the conservatives?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I also know, because the guy showed me a video
if you have, is a video showing cars or anything like that?
No.
'Cause we're serious about this, okay?
Yeah.
So here's a reporter, informing the police. He's doing the right thing. He heard. He doesn't know exactly, but he heard, and he's telling the police.
A guy showed me this video right here,
Let me get my glasses on.
or not a
Glasses.
video, but a picture.
Okay, gas cans and propane. Okay.
Yeah, they found that in a bush.
Where?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
That's not a good answer. I don't know.
Can we find out where? Because here's what I'm worried about. Bob, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm worried about is that there's people stashing stuff, right?
Right.
It means that they're going to go in preparation, all right? And I don't want to sound like some doomsdayer,
Right.
but it's getting serious. And we need the public's help on this.
There's
Yeah.
people that are not going to leave their homes, and if this happens, if they start igniting more fires, people are going to die.
Right.
That's not okay.
No.
It shouldn't be okay with anybody on cop watch. Or
Hell no, it's not.
Anybody in the world right now.
No.
That's absolutely crossing a huge line. I don't
Right.
care
Is he
about
with you?
politics or anything.
Is he?
Cops said they're crossing a huge line. They're crossing a huge line. Why are you burning our shit? What do we do to deserve it? Well, in their view, you're part of the system, and we'd rather fertilize the ground with your burnt house and plant crops on it than have you live there and steer the country in the wrong direction. Is the mentality of the thinker. Now, a lot of them are vegans. A lot of them are environmentalists. I don't know if burning trees really matters to the environment much, for at least temporarily, to clog your fucking nose and shit. But it definitely kills a lot of animals, a lot of birds, and displaces hundreds of thousands of little animals. If we're talking about a piece of property the size of New Jersey, a lot of animals get killed and displaced.
Your crew?
No one's with me.
My point is that they don't seem to care about that.
I'm by myself.
All right, because he was mean mugging, and I was like,
Yeah.
"You want to go talk to that guy?"
Yeah.
There was something wrong with him. So if you know anything, please get a hold of me. And again, you can video this. I don't really care.
Right.
I don't. Hell, I'll even
Police
show you
are
my
interested.
name. You can get that on your camera too. Okay.
Do you have a business card?
I don't. I'm all about. I'll write my name down.
Okay.
And you can call me. Okay.
Yeah.
Because man, like I said, I'm 20 days away, but I still give a shit.
Right.
And you can put it on camera. I give a shit. Okay. And if you need to spell that out,
Yeah.
what guy said it?
Yeah. But yeah, I was up there in the hills driving around looking for the fire and also looking for looters.
If you find it, put that camera to work. So I want license plate numbers, vehicles. You can get their face. We want. Cause it's horrible up here right now.
Right.
Now, this is all talk, all right? In terms of evidence, I haven't seen any evidence yet. I just heard a reporter say somebody told him. The police is saying, well, we haven't seen anything yet. All right, so this is just talk. Give us the solid evidence, right? That's what we got to find out.
And a lot of the people believe that if the fire does hit town, the sheriffs will be gone, and basically it's going to be whatever people's here.
I'm gonna be surprised. They've now pulled all fire personnel from the front lines because they're waiting for this just to explode.
Yeah.
So just for your own safety, I don't know where you live. I don't really care, but I don't know what the timeline is on it, but it's serious.
Yeah. Well, if it comes here, I'm going to stand right in the middle of that parking lot right there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So,
on the gas can.
but seriously, if you get any intel, because I know you're pretty well linked with some of the community as far as that stuff goes, please call us. This is important because, and I'm gonna say this, Antifa motherfuckers, okay,
Right.
are out causing hell,
Right.
and there's a lot of lives at stake.
The cops said these Antifa motherfuckers are causing hell. And they're out to do something.
And there's a lot of people's property at stake because these guys got some vendetta.
Right.
All right. So,
What they don't realize is they come out here, they do stuff out here, right? And then when stuff happens downtown, more people are like, well, hey, they came out to our place and burned our place down. I'm going to go
Right.
downtown.
right. Could you do me one favor?
What?
I don't care if you video this or if you video that, but I know your stuff goes live and that's cool. I'm not by any means trying to impede that, but can you at least not video the fire department because I want the safety of those guys, right?
Right.
The safety of them is paramount because those are going to be the ones that when the shit hits a fan, they're going to be out there fighting the fires.
Right.
And I don't want any Antifa or some other left-wing crazy people going, oh, well, that's how they got it all set. All right?
Okay.
You can video my car. You can video I don't give a crap, right? I don't care.
Yeah,
But-
I won't videotape the firefighters setting up, but like say the fire came over here and they're
Fine.
you
Fine.
know.
Absolutely.
But-
just don't give their location away, please.
Okay.
All right? Just for their safety. They've got no dog in this fight other than trying to fight what's right. All right? You cool with that?
I'm cool with
Video
that.
me. Shit. You can video me taking a piss. I don't care. But just don't video them for their safety.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
All right.
Somebody in the chat says that the deputy was suspended for this interview. Bill West says the deputy was suspended. Okay, I agree. But that was pretty interesting, right? Law enforcement, look at the date, September 10. It was released September 11. September 10 at 4 p.m. So let's just keep moving on. Also, just as a side note, I should have done this first, but Trump jumps on offer for Joe Rogan to moderate debate with Joe Biden. Wow, holy shit. President Trump on Monday jumped on an offer from mixed martial artist commentator Joe Rogan to moderate a 4-hour debate with former Vice President Joe Biden. On my podcast with Joe Rogan, he offered to moderate a debate between Joe Biden. Trump says, "I'm in. I'll do it." Whoa! But Rogan has some rules. Joe Rogan's setting the rules. First of all, I want no one else in the room, just the three of us, and you'd have to stream it live so no one can edit it. And I would want it. I would want them in there for hours. Wow, break them down. Fucking Joe Biden would crumble. It would be like a tag team, right? Joe Rogan and Trump beating the shit out of Joe Biden. They got too many Joes in the fucking picture, by the way. If they wanted to do that, they both wanted to come. They both wanted to come here in Austin, sit down and have a debate. I would 100% do it. I think that's a brilliant idea, man. I don't think, and Rogan says, I don't think that Biden can handle it. I think Biden is like, people get mad at me for saying this. I think there's something wrong. And I don't think there's something wrong because I'm guessing or because I'm pro-Trump. I've seen him fall apart, Joe Rogan said. We've all seen him fall apart. So these are the official debates. September 29 in Cleveland, October 15 in Miami, October 22nd in Nashville, and pretty please with Sugar, throw in Joe Rogan, man. That would be pretty awesome. So let's get back to it. We are at a loss for words. Fireworks found after neighbors douse bushes in Corbett. Now, if you're from these areas and these towns spark up, you hear the names of these places. Look into it and say, are these upscale types of areas that have ever experienced fire before? Are they just upscale and they're nice targets for a bunch of thugs to burn their shit down because they don't care about, they see wealthy people as stealing their future or hoarding their future? So look at the towns. Corbett, I don't know. Let's listen.
Important update from the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office tonight. Earlier today, deputies responded to a call of explosions on Northeast Broward Road. That was just before 4. When they got there, they say they found spent fireworks about 100 to 150 yards off the road. Well, after that, deputies say several people who live in Corbett decided to set up some so-called checkpoints on roadways. The sheriff's office checked in with them and says, while they understand they're trying to keep people safe, it's not legal for non-law enforcement to block a roadway or force anyone to stop their car. The sheriff's office says it will have extra deputies patrolling the area if you're concerned, and please report any suspicious activity you see.
So this is, again, we're watching mainstream media report. Oregonian, September 11, reporting fireworks in bushes. What psychopath would put fireworks in bushes and light the fireworks up? Sounds like arson to me. Right? You do it, you find you find the fucking weakness. You find that moment where if you did something crazy like that, it would catch on.
Well, the Linn County Sheriff is investigating several suspicious fires that began overnight. Deputies and fire personnel responded to 8 different small fires near Sweet Home and Lebanon.
Eight different small fires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different small fires.
All fires happened around 3 a.m. within a 2-hour period.
Within a 2-hour period, is that possible? How does fire start in 8 different spots all at once? What is it? Spontaneous combustion? That doesn't sound right.
Investigators are looking for a small white or silver 1990s Nissan hardbody with a black canopy. If you know any information that could help, call the Linn County Sheriff's Office.
So there you go. That is
the Linn County
an active crime alert. The people in this area are calling it a crime. The KOIN coin 6 in somewhere in okay. So you know what I'm saying. So let's look at this guy. Man live streams while being arrested for allegedly setting fire on the SRE.
For the second time in 24 hours, a person in Western Washington has been arrested for trying to start a wildfire in our state. Trooper Ryan Burke shared these images of the aftermath of a brush fire near Highway 512 in Tacoma today. He says somebody lit the grass on fire. They were caught. They were arrested. And tonight we're learning more about another human-caused brush fire. We told you about this one last.
When you set off a bomb, you light the fuse. You don't have to light the whole bomb. You just have to set the fuse. You got to get a little fire on the fuse. Right? In a dry season, the fuse is the weeds. Throw a cocktail bomb, roll out a gas bomb onto the, or drop some flammable fireworks. Let the thing fucking do its job and burn everything and start you're lighting the fuses, is what I'm saying.
Last night, as our Kayla Lafferty tells us, the man accused of setting that fire on Highway 167 yesterday actually live streamed it on Facebook.
It was an off-duty Fife police officer who spotted Jeffrey Acord walking along Highway 167 near where the fire had started. The whole interaction was caught on Facebook Live.
I'm out here in 167 right now. Looks like a fire literally just started.
This Facebook Live video on Jeffrey Acord's profile now has over 155,000 views.
The police, they're talking to me about it because I just called it in.
In the video, Acord is standing on the side of Highway 167 in Puyallup. He zooms in as flames rage from the median.
This is freaking crazy, guys.
An off-duty Fife police officer saw the fire and Acord nearby and thought it was suspicious. But in the video, you hear Acord say he was walking along the highway looking for a camera that fell out of his backpack the day before while riding his motorcycle.
Been out here looking for my camera all day.
But investigators aren't so sure. Acord was arrested and booked on a second-degree reckless burning charge.
Ultimately, what they determined was that they had probable cause to believe that gentleman had started that fire.
The fire burned about 1.5 acres before Central Pierce Fire arrived and put it out.
People intentionally setting fires is very, very concerning.
Puyallup Police Captain Jason Visnaw worries about the ramifications a fire like this can have on a community.
They should consider the impact that it has on others. I think it's a very selfish thing to do.
Acord bailed out of jail but was arrested a few hours later on a burglary charge after Puyallup police say he was seen on surveillance video breaking into a gas station just blocks from the jail. In Puyallup, Kayla Lafferty, King 5.
Breaking into a gas station. So just evidence, right? Here's somebody sent me this. I don't know what it is, but it looks like recent Portland fire calls for service. Thank you, whoever sent this to me. It's 100 inputs, right? I'll scroll slower so you can look at it. So it looks like September 15, there's a call for medical assistance, audible fire alarm, September 15, public assist, monitoring commercial fire alarms, There were a few, I think this is updating. I see what happened. It updated. The earlier ones said at that date that this isn't going to work out. This clip, unless I can back up All right, so it's a live update, and it showed when I saw it, it showed investigations into illegal burning. Illegal burning. Right? So we'll got to skip over this one because I don't really know the deal, and then we'll talk about this guy. But I'm reading the chat, kind of going long. Bill West says fires are hard to burn. Someone else said that the 40-mile-an-hour winds, Eternal Fidelity said there were 40-mile-an-hour winds when they started. Wind helps start fires, but even when a few thousand-acre fires start, there is a lot close to it that doesn't burn. So there, the fire, if you know that, right? If like Eternal Fidelity knows it, those thugs know it too. They're like, wow, the wind's picking up. Time to go set a fire. That's what I'm trying to say. They're smart. They look for opportunity. Right? Is it possible? Yeah. So let's continue. It's not conclusive because we don't have any, you know, well, there's a little bit of evidence of actually seeing people doing it. You got to catch them in the act. We caught them in the act in New York. We saw them. We have video of them breaking windows. We saw them. But here, they might have said, okay, let's try not to get any video of us doing this at all. Right? They're advancing their strategy. Oregon man freed after using Molotov cocktail to start fire. Set 6 more. All right, so this psychopath right here is seen with a Molotov cocktail. Let's read. An Oregon man was charged with using a Molotov cocktail. That's literally it's a plastic or a glass bottle filled of gasoline with a rag stuffed in the top, and you light it and you throw it, and the gas rolls all over the place and flames go flying. Very effective terrorist tool. It's just simple, right? It's a bottle and gasoline, or maybe alcohol, but it's usually gasoline. You just pump in a bottle of gas. An Oregon man was charged with using a Molotov cocktail to start a brush fire in the wildfire devastated state. When busted then busted again just hours later for allegedly going back and starting 6 more. What the fuck? One guy started 7 fires. Domingo Lopez, 45, was first arrested Sunday afternoon after witnesses told cops he started a fire on the grassy edge of a Portland freeway with an incendiary device made out of a plastic bottle with a wick. He admitted starting the blaze, which was extinguished without any injuries or property damage, cops said. Lopez Jr. was booked into the jail 6:45 p.m. Sunday on charges of reckless burning and second-degree disorderly conduct, then released on his own recognizance later that night. Court records showed he was found walking along the edge of the same highway just 3:30 a.m. Monday as cops joined fire crews to investigate reports of 6 more fires. Now that's pretty damning evidence right there. That is evidence of a firebug throwing with an accelerant, assisting the very, very poor situation in Oregon, which is dryness, drought, and heavy winds, all pointing towards wildfire. That's the time you're supposed to be careful with fire. Don't flick your butt in the fucking street because that could start a fire. Don't flick your butt in the bushes. All right, 40-mile-an-hour winds. I fly kites. I know what wind is a motherfucker. And wind is like, you know, it's like blowing on a fire. You blow on something to get it to go up, right? And 40-mile-an-hour winds not only gets the fire going, but it carries it. This time he appeared to start the fires with a lighter, which was seized as evidence. He was taken to a hospital for a mental health evaluation, you think, and issued citations for 6 additional counts of reckless burning, right? What the fuck? Why isn't CNN, why isn't this a headline story, right? Why isn't this a headline story? What's this about?
My budget and I are good, but it wasn't always that way.
It wasn't always that way.
Here's how Fingerhut helped.
is this? Get out of here. So there's some devastation. The suspect Molotov cocktail attack came as officials have also denied rumors that fires have been deliberately started by militants connected to the ongoing Black Lives Matter protests. Look at the devastation. I mean, just look at the massive burnout. Look at the massive burnout. The red stuff is fire extinguisher stuff. It's probably cancer causing, like Agent Orange. We'll find out later if it is. So there you go, man. That you can't. I didn't make. What the hell? What the hell? Let's see. Here's some interesting stuff about a guy. Let's see. This is a winded video. I want to come back to this one because there's too much there. It'll take too long. So let's just look at the little one. So this is fucking ridiculous. A gender reveal party to reveal the gender of a baby. How fucking ridiculous. Starts massive wildfires. Let's listen to this 1-minute report.
50 miles east of Los Angeles, a gender reveal party sparked this massive blaze that's still burning. You know, those pyrotechnic devices.
I have a clip that talks about Q, the people in the chat. I'm going to get to it, right? I have that queued up. I have the Q stuff queued up, so just stand by.
That explode in blue or pink to announce the baby's sex. This scorched dry brush area is where the family staged the gender reveal party. The idea was to ignite a smoke canister to show the sex of the baby, but things quickly got out of hand, with temperatures over 100 degrees and plenty of fuel to feed the fire.
Some sort of pyrotechnic device that exploded. The fire started as a small fire and then it grew completely out of control.
You see how psychopaths can jump on the bandwagon? Here's stupid people. These are stupid people. They're stupid people that decided to set off fireworks in the height of a drought in fire season, right? Morons. But they give away the secret that, all you need to do is buy some fireworks and throw it in the weeds and everything, and you can burn the joint down. See?
And when the first few hours.
Jenna Carvanitas is credited with starting the gender reveal trend more than 10 years ago. She says enough is enough.
We are burning down forestry. People are dying at the parties. We cannot do these anymore. This has to be the end.
Strong winds are forecast through Wednesday, which will only make the job more difficult for firefighters.
All right, so there's a little more evidence. Let's continue. What else we got? My people are frightened. Fire.
We stomped it out, threw dirt on it, and all that.
Oh yeah, this is a guy that this video claims to have actually. This is the only one that I've actually seen that has actual evidence, or at least circumstantial. It's hard to tell, but evidence of actual people setting fires, actual people doing it. Let's watch.
We stomped it out, threw dirt on it, and all that shit on the north side. But here's the video.
Oh shit, yeah, you were right up in it.
Yep. Now, watch up here.
You see somebody? Oh, there are.
And there you go. You got a bunch of people running around the fire in the backwoods. See, that was my thought. My initial thought was that you can, if everybody says, "Where are we going today?" "Oh, we're going camping. Don't forget your matches." Right? And they go camping and they camp out until they get the opportunity to burn and then get the fuck out of there, right? If it's coordinated, it would work. Right?
Are people?
See that person?
Yes, I did.
Yep. So I decided to screenshot it. That's a person right there with like a torch or a aerosol can or something in their hands. And then, yeah, so right here, there you go. There's a better picture.
And this is not conspiracy theory. This is evidence-based investigation for anybody who cares to call me a conspiracy theorist. I'm not at all. I'm looking at the evidence. I looked at the evidence of climate change, and I believe that laid the foundation for something like this to happen. And now you have opportunists escalating it, and of course they're going to blame climate change. Yeah, it's climate change. Get Trump out.
Oh
black hood, black
because Trump thinks it's fake.
Hoodie, black pants, gas can, torch.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's only one way off, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Little focus there. Looks like a couple of firebugs fucking around. I mean, why is it so foggy when you have something as devastating as that? Why don't you hold? You can't hold your frame a little bit. You can't get a little more evidence. Short and sweet.
Hey, you guys. I don't know what else to do, so I'm coming live on Facebook, which I've never done before. But Scott has, as you guys know, has been up on the fire, the Will Hoyt fire, on a bulldozer for the last 36 hours or something. And he was going to go home and check on our house in Markham, turned right, and there's a hayfield right across the street from our driveway, and there's right before Markham Circle, and he noticed out in the hayfield there's some big round bales, and one of them has a smiley face on it. I'm sure if you live out there, you know what I'm talking about. And he noticed two guys in gas masks out there, and they're trying to set the freaking field on fire, the hay bale on fire, the big bale. So he pulls off to the side of the road and gets out of the
You got to ask yourself, is she credible? Is she credible?
truck. The guys run and get in their car and are headed toward Silverton. Scott has been on the dozer. He has no idea what's going on. He doesn't know that this has been happening. I know there was a sighting of two guys in gas masks last night up on Sawtell trying to start a fire, which somebody then said was false, and somewhere else as well. So I'm here to tell you that is actually happening. Scott watched them trying to start a fire on that round bale across from our driveway on Highway 213, right next to the road. And they are heading towards Silverton in a maroon Lexus. Like, this is unreal. I don't even...
Where's all the camera footage, cops? Where's all the fucking camera footage if they're tossing cocktail bombs off of a highway? You don't have footage? You don't have... Your highways don't have cameras? You motherfuckers. You dropped the ball on this one.
Understand this. I mean, they're up there fighting these fires.
That's what I'm trying to say about Antifa, that they're smart. They get around, they're fucking sneaky, and they get around surveillance. That's what they did here in New York. And they outsmarted one of the most, theoretically intelligent police forces in the world, the NYPD. They made them look like idiots. And now they're in Oregon fucking with, inferior forest cops or whatever. I don't know.
Non-stop, around the clock. And these assholes are literally starting fires all over the place. So all of these fires are being started by these jackasses. They're not starting naturally. They're being started by people. And I kept seeing articles about this and other people's posting about this, and I just kind of kept thinking like, oh, I don't know if this is real. But it is real. It is real. So I don't know what to say other than watch. What you have to just keep your eyes open everywhere. These guys are literally starting fires everywhere.
We didn't believe them when they said that by any means necessary. You remember the early Antifa interviews? They said that we're not threatening you. We're not threatening you with violence. We're telling you what comes next. You remember when the Antifa people said that when they were interviewed? They said they're totally and 100% committed. These are people that I witnessed. I saw where 2,000 or 3,000 kids would walk down the street, and suddenly somebody in the front of the crowd would say, "Stop." Everybody would drop to the ground on their knees in a moment of silence, and it was like some kind of prayer, some kind of cult thing going on right in front of you in the middle of what was 5 minutes ago a busy street. What the fuck is going on is what I'm trying to say. Are they committed to the cause? Yes. Are they willing to die for the cause? Are they willing to become combatants for the cause? A small portion of them are. As it catches on, more will. So we if this is true, if what we're seeing is true, this is a very, very this is very devastating. This is civil war. This is probably the biggest story in American history. If this is how the situation is going to escalate. They're now saying, we don't care about burning your house down. So to oppose that, if you see them, well, I don't care if I shoot you before you burn my house down. You see how it could escalate into civil war. I don't think there's any real precedence in history for something like this, but it is civil war. Did I stop it? Oh, it's still running.
So I've been all up and down these fires, and then I've been evacuated myself. And I can't help but notice that all of these fires seem to have started within throwing distance of I-5.
Now we've got our second one in the same place.
Cop nods. Cop agrees. They're all fucking on the side of the highway. All the fires are started on the side of the highway. Why? Wildfire likes highways? No, it's easy to pull a car over when no one's looking and chuck a cocktail bomb out the window, or throw, some fireworks. Just get out like you're taking a piss and throw the fucking fireworks.
Second one in the same place?
Yeah, that was very suspicious.
That they were, they had guns in the car. They said that there was Antifa that set a barrel on fire and sand.
I'm just going to go ahead of that because we already heard this guy. Yeah, we heard all this. Yeah, we heard that one. So that was pretty compelling. The woman was interesting. What do we got here? 22nd. Oh, I just found this clip. This is how a fire drone, and I covered this in another thing with the poor Netch's psychopath, right? That was he did 100 videos on fire droning, ports in Texas. But here's just a clip. This is a drone. This is a tool that people use, right? It's a drone with a flamethrower on it. They use it to to burn down power cords, bees' nests, and other uses for somewhere where you need a fire high up or something, right? So, but what better way to start a fucking a forest fire than run a drone? Why not run? Where's the drone? You got any evidence of a drone? Find it. Look at that thing. Can't make it up, right? Fucking drones, right? Drone, let's listen to this lady.
I'd like to address a rumor that's making the rounds on social media that Antifa has been deliberately starting wildfires. Fox 12 reached out to numerous law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, to get some clarification. The FBI says there is no indication this rumor is true. The U.S. Marshal Service says it has not arrested or requested to apprehend anyone associated with starting fires, nor is the agency investigating anyone related to that.
So that's just a straight up lie. September 11, that's Fox News 12, KPTV Fox 12 in Oregon saying that there's no evidence. But that's on September 11. We already saw evidence on September 9 and September 10 that there is a potential. So just, again, look at the contradictions in the news. What's this? Arson. This is AP reporting. Arson investigated in fatal Oregon fires. A minute 20 seconds. Governor Kate Brown says state investigators will help determine if a wildfire that killed a tractor operator was intentionally set. The fire has burned nearly 80 square miles east of Portland. Look at the devastation. So this is old.
I think the challenge for this season is I've already.
All right, I made a mistake. Okay, I'm looking at the date. It's July 19, 2018. All right, so this was a previous investigation that burned the shit out of one guy. Set this fire. You see how? All right, so it's actually a good video to watch because it's saying that investigators helped determine if a wildfire that killed the tractor driver was intentionally set. So you see how something like this can be intentionally set in dry season. What's the date? July, right? So it's right in the summertime, in dry season.
Issued 6 drought declarations for counties around the state. We are seeing substantially warmer temperatures, and so that's why I'm saying this is going to be a very challenging wildfire season for Oregon. And so I am urging Oregonians to be prepared to make sure they follow fire restrictions, mechanical restrictions, and that they stay safe and be vigilant.
So we know that it is dry season. We know that it is that these areas that these areas are prone to. Let's listen to them.
The sheriff of Wasco County has asked state agencies for assistance in terms of detecting the investigation on the.
That's an interesting observation that somebody makes. Her pooper says, yes, September 11 is a straight out lie, but it just occurs to me, maybe they picked September 11 as the day to create this havoc. Is that coincidental that all of these alleged wildfires break out on September 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 10, 11, an average of September 11? Was that the plan? Was that the plan, guys? Guys, is that the plan? September 11, we do what the Taliban did on September 11. Rather flying planes, just go out and light fire. Right?
The fire, and we're going to support those efforts. I've asked my team members to lean in fully and completely. Clearly, you're hearing that there is a likelihood of arson, so our agencies are going to help in that investigation.
So
This is the-
more evidence. What the fuck? Look, see, sometimes you love this. Look, this is the strongest bra.
The strongest bra
in the world. Lifts and supports up to 10 kilos of weight. So if you got a 10 kilo tit, like the size of a watermelon, this bra will hold up your tit.
in the world. It lifts and supports up to 10 kilograms of weight.
Wow.
Here's a fact.
Yeah, baby.
Bra design has not changed for the past 100 years. What our grannies wore in the 50s and 60s.
Fucking suction cup, man. That shit was crazy. Right? So here's CNN. Here's the QAnon piece. Right. So QAnon fans spread fake claims about real fires in Oregon. Now this is September 11. This is September 11, and they're blaming Q. Let's watch the report. Is there any? Yeah, there's a little text. So let's just watch the report.
Followers of the conspiracy theory group QAnon are spreading misinformation about the deadly wildfires, specifically in Oregon. They are doing this as 13 major wildfires are scorching parts of that state right now. Oregon's Governor Kate Brown says wildfires have burned more than 1 million acres of her state.
I just had an afterthought. What if the actual firefighters were volunteers in Oregon? Are they volunteers? Maybe the firebugs are actually going up there as firefighters creating the fires. Just another thought. You might want to look at the people that are actually commissioned to fight the fires. Oh yeah, they're all those guys are going up there to fight the fire. They're going up there to lay down fire retardant stuff. Don't go up there. We're doing very important work. And they go up there and they light the motherfucker on fire. Right? It's just something else to think about.
Just the past week. I'm going to bring in CNN business reporter Donnie Sullivan, who's been looking into how politics and technology intertwine. And Donnie, what types of misinformation about Oregon's wildfires are you seeing online, and how is that impacting the firefight?
Hey, Anna, yeah, I mean, this all started earlier this week when there were claims online circulating, false claims that the left-wing group Antifa was responsible for starting some of the fires in Oregon. Then on Wednesday night, the conspiracy theory group, which the FBI has labelled a potential domestic terrorist threat, QAnon, started also sharing these and really sort of, I guess, bolstered this conspiracy. By Thursday, law enforcement in Oregon were pleading with people not to share these false claims. And I want to show you a post here from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office in Oregon, where they write, "Rumors spread just like wildfire, and now our 911 dispatchers and professional staff are being overrun with requests for information and inquiries on an untrue rumor that 6 Antifa members have been arrested for setting fires in Douglas County, Oregon." Also, Anna, the FBI said Friday that they had investigated this, so it made its way to the FBI, and they also said it was false.
And Donnie, I understand Facebook is taking action on this?
Yeah, possibly a bit little too late. These claims are going viral from.
So CNN just categorically takes the side of the natural burning, right? No investigation, nothing, nothing on CNN. In fact, go after the QAnon people who are probably people that are in this chat as well that are just paying attention. That's all we're doing, right? So QAnon, so CNN is categorically taking the other side as of September 11th.
Wednesday. On Thursday, we heard from law enforcement pleading with people not to share them. We covered it here at CNN on Friday, but it took until Saturday night for Facebook to come out with a statement saying that they were removing these posts. This is what their spokesperson, Andy Stone, said. He said, "We're removing false claims that the wildfires in Oregon were started by certain groups. This is based on confirmation from law enforcement that these rumors are forcing local fire and police agencies to divert resources from fighting the fires and protecting the public." Now, earlier in the week, Facebook had labelled some of these posts as false. And as for Twitter, where these claims are also going viral, Twitter's not removing them at all. They told us that they're taking some steps to ensure that these claims are being seen by less people. But again, Anna, it's another example of these companies always being behind the curve and really contributing to overwhelming emergency services at a time where they really shouldn't have to be dealing with this.
This is just another reminder for all of us to vet the information that we are seeing online and not believe what you see at your fingertips. Donio Sullivan.
It's almost funny when the bitch says that. You need to vet your information. CNN, you're not vetting. You're using this fat idiot, Sullivan. This is the guy who's categorically been against QAnon from the get-go, saying it's all bullshit. This is the guy that went after Psychopath and his brother George Webb. Right? Remember George Webb? This is the guy who took down George Webb by but George Webb is a legitimate psychopath. So CNN is on the other side of on the other side of history. So this guy's interesting. I found this guy to be very interesting and credible. Here is a fire chief, some guy who knows about fires in the area, he said something profound. I have never seen fire spread like this before in all my professional years. All right, so let's listen to this guy for a while. He's pretty interesting.
Northwest Incident Management Team 13, and I'm going to give you an operational briefing for what our resources are currently doing today. But I'm also going to go back in timeline and give you a brief synopsis of what has occurred over the past 10 days since our team has been on this fire. When we took over this fire 10 days ago, our footprint for this fire was very small. We were asked to come in and take.
Look at the date. It's September 13th. So you're already. It's only like 48 hours ago.
Over this fire when it was about 50 acres, which is pretty unprecedented for a team to be asked, a Type 2 team, to come in and take it over when it is so small. A NEMO team was here and they were managing it for the local district, doing long-term planning, strategic planning, and their time frame ran out. The local agency asked us to come in and set up a management team on this fire because of a suspected weather event that they knew was coming, and it was going to change and alter the behavior of this fire pretty rapidly and quickly.
Let's see what they're trying to sell us.
I'm Stacey Abrams.
Fuck you.
And I urgently need 557 more Democrats
in
your area to demand vote by mail before the deadline tonight.
As we came in, we had a few days to get established and gather intel, and we started putting our plan together. The current plan that was given to us was that no engagement can happen on the perimeter. Smoke jumpers, rappellers, and hotshot crews turned down going direct on this perimeter because they had tried, and it was too unsafe for our resources to be in there, number one, and the terrain was too difficult to travel in. So we disengaged from that direct management objective and went to a little bigger footprint and started putting our plan together and in place. All at the same time getting updated weather information from our weather people about time frames and what could happen, and so we are very mindful of that as we planned. As we got our plan engaged and started prepping our indirect control lines, we got that weather event that came in. While we were doing all that planning, our fire grew to around 150 to 200 acres over those few days. Wasn't moving too rapidly, but just chunking along. As soon as the weather event occurred on Monday to September 7th, it came in around 1,500. Our fire at that time had grown to about 450.
This is a little dry, but let's hear him out. At some point, he says that he's never seen anything like this type of spread. That's what he says.
Acres. From that moment, that wind event came in and hit. We had rapid expansion of our perimeter such that we had to disengage our resources off their
wind. He said, wind. When the wind picks up, it carries. Ah, shit. Look. Oh, shit. It's like surfers. Surfers sit around and they wait for the wind to be perfect. Right? And it could be the same thing. These guys could be up in the hills. They could be camping. They set up a campsite. They wait for the wind to pick up. It's dry and poof, break out the fireworks.
Perimeter work or indirect work and get them off the fire. What occurred over the next 2 days was unprecedented. In this terrain, in this fuel type, to have a fire in 2 days go from 500 acres to 132,000 acres in that type of terrain, I can't even speak to the shock that I had, and I've been doing this for 40 years. So, as a result, fire movement...
So he's shocked by the spread. He hasn't seen it in 40 years. What does that tell you? Is he allowed, is this guy in his position allowed to say, you know what, it looks like somebody gave it a little help. Somebody pushed it along. Somebody capitalized on the weakness.
Into this area increased, but not just by that footprint. The winds at our ICP in the town of Gates, our incident command post, the residential power grid was getting whipped, and we had a tree go down and drop a power line right onto our ICP chain link perimeter fence around our whole area and set everything on fire in 360 degrees around that incident command post. We had to engage that fire, and all of our folks from our team, and I'm talking planning section, logistics section, finance section, people who don't normally fight fire, were fighting fire that night. And we took us about an hour to get that fire under control. But in the meantime, numerous fires started all over the community of Gates and extending out along the Highway 22 corridor. Wind speed.
What? Little fires popping up in the community of Gates. Look into Gates. See why would that be a target?
Of up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts were blowing those fires into raging fires, and they were connecting. We at that time pulled the trigger and had to get our resources out, and we evacuated the town of Gates with our whole command post and went to the town of Staten to the west. As we went to Staten, the fire grew so rapidly we were forced to move from Staten after we spent a night there to move farther west again. So a lot of our team members had personal loss on this fire. Lots of things in that command post got burned up, personal items, etc. Our team chose after a few days to stay engaged. They voted because we were asked if we were going to be mentally able to continue our operation.
It's a lot of commercials.
Oh, okay, and now I gotta add the bell peppers
and the
onions.
She's hot. She's hot.
I'll let you put the sauce on.
I'll put the sauce on.
And the resiliency of our team was amazing, and they continued that operation. So we re-engaged on the next day, Wednesday, and fire was still moving on the perimeter to the west. We're now at about 150,000 acres. And our focus was getting people out of these communities and re-engaging with our local agencies, law enforcement, search and rescue, etc. And our month.
I had 13 on his hat. I don't know. I have a hat that says Hollywood 13, and it doesn't mean anything more than it's Planet 13 from it's just a souvenir from Vegas. But his hat does have 13 on it. What does it mean? I don't know.
Municipalities, the state fire marshal's office, everybody started getting engaged and cooperating together. And another thing I would like to add is the local community themselves has put forth a tremendous amount of effort. When
Alabaster Figueroa says, little fires pop up because hot embers carry in the wind. There's nothing unusual about small fires starting around the big fire. That's how it spreads so fast. It's not saying there's no conspiracy. Okay, I agree. All right, so I stand corrected. If there is little fires when the wind picks up, little fires are not uncommon. I would agree with that assessment. Thank you.
I say local, I'm talking people in the residential areas that have offered up heavy equipment, their resources, etc., and it has been such a cooperative experience like I've never seen between all of these resources and people to now engage the fire out here on the perimeter. So, excellent weather conditions came in. Temperatures moderated, cooled, and the humidities came up. As a result of that, we were able to start going direct on the western perimeter of this fire and down here on the south, except for this area which is more remote, and I'll tell you more about that. So right now, currently, operations for today, we are engaged in putting control lines and containment lines around the western perimeter and part of the northern perimeter. We are putting lines here on the southern perimeter in Division Zulu.
So, I mean, this is just a guy, he's telling you how they're trying to contain the bigger picture. It's a massive, you see how one of these little fires can become a massive blaze, right? That's what we're seeing, right? It doesn't mean that somebody started all these giant fires. It means that it starts in a little place with some psychopath. Look at the date, September 13. If they started on September 11 in the morning, 48 hours later, the shit worked, right? And they're probably laughing their asses off. Who set the biggest fire? That's what they do. Right? That's what you got to look for. You got to look for the braggers, right? Is this just an elite team within Antifa that knows to shut their hole and there's no video evidence of them doing it? It's likely. They're getting smarter.
And we are assessing and working with our state and private corporations on how we can work together on putting a perimeter out here. But this perimeter is probably going to be indirect because this is the most active part of our fire right now. It cleared out as far as air yesterday, and wind came in, and our flame lengths along this perimeter came up. So it got very active. It's also in areas that we call activity units where there's been some logging operations in the past, and so the fuels are a little bit more receptive, and fuel loading is higher, so flame lengths and fire activity is greater. So we're currently putting a plan right now, and we are engaging resources in that area. I'll finish up by saying we're doing a lot of structure work in the towns of Gates and
on conspiracy theory. All theory is conspiracy until you can prove it, right? But we're looking at what's there is some direct evidence, but we're looking at a lot of circumstantial evidence. And circumstantial evidence in an investigation is evidence. It just has to be a lot of it. Circumstantial evidence in the fact that Antifa's, one of the tools of choice is fire. The fact, circumstantial evidence is that fireworks have been found. People have been arrested for setting fires, Molotov cocktails. Sketchy video of someone setting fires around the fire. This is all circumstantial evidence. Direct evidence would be something more direct, like a guy, you actually see him fling the cocktail bomb out of the window. Right? But you follow what I'm saying? Circumstantial evidence counts.
Out here in Mill City, out to Mihama, and we are working around those structures, trying to get the control lines taken care of and also do structure protection at the same time. Our law enforcement has been dealing with the North Fork corridor on this fire, and that is the communities of Elkhorn Valley. We had lost a lot of structures throughout this area, so we're cutting out the road systems constantly because of danger trees, and we're accessing into this area to continue to assess the damage. The perimeter work that we have accomplished on this edge of our fire all along yesterday made great gains. I'd say we got about 30% of our containment lines in yesterday, and we're hopeful to maybe have 50% of our containment lines on this western perimeter done today. It's going to take probably 3, 4, 5 more days to get it all tied in and complete.
For my another commercial. So that guy was pretty interesting, right? He gave us a little insight there. What's this? What else? Oregon fires. Oh my God, it's our house.
Oh my God, this is our driveway.
This is video Cindy Ars0n shot on her phone.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Her family's home in...
Look at the commercial that I got. Should Hillary Clinton finally be brought to justice? That's a good pop-up. See, you want the pop-ups. You want to find out. And the answer is yes. Of course we do. Of course we do.
Gates is leveled.
Oh my God, thank God we got out of here. Oh my God, it's our house.
We just went back a little bit ago, and it is a war zone. I've never seen anything like it.
From Lyons to our house, 30 plus homes. Each side of the road is just homes that are lost and gone.
Cindy and Brian said they'd heard so many rumors about the destruction that they had to see it for themselves.
It was just so much smoke you couldn't hardly see anything, and then all the trees that were down and still on fire, and our house was completely flat.
It looked like a bomb went off, is what it looked like.
The Ars0ns say they got out on Monday night, at first because they were worried about the wind and trees falling on their home. But they quickly realized there were other things to worry about.
We looked out and seen the hill across the river look like lava coming down the hill.
That's when we noticed that we better be moving.
They grabbed what they could in 10 minutes.
And then I called my dad, and they got their stuff out, but their farm and everything's gone too in Mahama.
This is what we saw in the area around Mahama and Lyons. Homes burned down, stuff still on fire, and people trying to pick up the pieces.
Just seeing the houses that are burned up down 22 and the families.
Very sad.
Sad.
The only thing that makes me feel good is my whole family's safe. All of our animals are safe. And I'm a contractor, so I'm just going to build everything back better than it was. We're fortunate.
Yeah.
Even though we lost everything, we're still more fortunate than most.
Very interesting. And fucking here's Stacey Abrams again.
Hi, I'm Stacey Abrams.
Suck my dick. Oh man, here she is, just asking for money, right? That's why the commercials are interesting. Why are they targeting me for Democrat commercials, right? So that couple was interesting. I gotta take a piss. so just stand by for 1 second. I'll give you a little music. Don't go away. I'm coming right back. 2 minutes. Just stand by. Much, man. Hope I didn't lose anybody. God damn, my fucking back teeth were floating there for a second. My fucking teeth were floating. So let's where are we? Stacey Abrams. Let's get out of this commercial.
I'm personally asking you to sign the petition to demand vote.
And give us some money. Oregon fires, a whole house. All right, so that's gone. So here's another one. Multiple fires burning across Oregon. Unprecedented fire event. Let's see what this is all about.
Before.
This is proving to be an unprecedented and significant fire event.
I mean, look at the sun. If that's the sun or the moon, I don't know. It looks like a little red nickel in the sky.
Historic, unprecedented, and not over. Tonight, major wildfires are burning across Oregon, torching thousands of acres and forcing people to...
This is September 8th. Look at the date, September 8th. So the idea that it climaxed on September 11th, it could have been a front, right? The natural fires start to burn and then they're contained, but then the accelerant comes in. Let's keep it going. Let's advance the fire. Right? So September 8th report from KGW News. I don't know who that is.
Run from their homes. From the smoke at the coast to the flames in the Mount Hood National Forest, few parts of our area are untouched. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Laurel Porter. The newest fire is burning north of Newburgh. Level 3 evacuation notices started going out in the area around 7:30 tonight. Go now, that means. Several streets northwest of Newburgh are impacted. If you're in that area, check the Washington County Sheriff's social media pages for the very latest list. It's been changing rapidly. Evacuees should go to Mountainside High School in Beaverton. And here's a look at some of the biggest fires burning in Oregon tonight. We'll go over them one by one here in just a moment. There's the Powerline Fire by Hagg Lake in Washington County, the Holiday Farm Fire in Lane County, and the Santiam and Lions Head fires in Marion County east of Salem. Let's start with those last two because they are by far the biggest. Together, they have burned more than 200,000 acres. This is video from Mill City in Marion County, where these fires are burning. Sheriff's deputies shared it while driving through town, and as you can see, there is a lot of fire damage. In Marion County, Lyons, Mahama, Detroit, Idana, and Highway 214 north of Silver Falls State Park to Scotts Mills are all under Level 3 Go Now evacuation orders. And many of those evacuees are gathering at the Oregon State Fairgrounds tonight, looking to take shelter from the flames. That's where KGW's Mike Benner joins us live. Mike?
Well, Laurel, good evening. You said it. We're at the Oregon State Fairgrounds, and in the middle of a global pandemic, this place should be empty and quiet, but tonight it is busy. It's packed with people who have nowhere else to go. It's packed with livestock in barns and stables, and that's because a good chunk of Marion County is under some level of evacuation. Under skies that can only be described as ominous, Carl Gomal moves his and a neighbor's horses out of harm's way and into stalls at the fairgrounds.
The horses are everything, you know. When we told the daughter we might not be able to get all of them, she kind of broke down a little bit. But, you know, you get them out as quick as you can, and hopefully you can get them all out. And we were lucky to do that.
Lucky indeed. Gomal lives in the Staten area, and the Santiam fire is burning too close for comfort.
I was a little nervous getting out of there, but now you just got to figure out what's going to go on, you know. So hopefully the insurance is good. So.
The horses know something's up, man. Let me out of here.
A lot of people are saying that right now, with hundreds of acres in Marion County up in flames. We are east of Salem, in fact, not too far from the small town of Lyons. You'll notice the flames here behind me lighting up the hillside. The smoke in this area is so thick it makes your eyes water. No question about it, the Santiam fire is wreaking havoc in Marion County. The threat is so real.
Makes your eyes water. It makes you want to pack up and leave, right? That's what Antifa wants. Okay, pack up and leave. Yeah. It's fucking thick smoke, man. Time to go, yo.
The Department of Corrections evacuated more than 1,400 inmates from 3 Salem area prisons. They were moved to the Oregon State Penitentiary. The wife of an inmate there telling us she's beyond concerned.
I'm worried about COVID. I'm worried about 2 weeks from now, what that's going to look like. I'm worried about riots breaking out. Nothing good can come from this.
Needless to say, there are plenty of unknowns as we approach midweek. What is clear at least to Carl Gomel, is the amazing work of firefighters under the most difficult of conditions.
We got a lot of faith in the firefighters. They'll take care of it for us. So a lot of good people out there on the front. So.
And we certainly second what that gentleman said. Hats off to firefighters working late into the night. One more thing worth mentioning, if there's a silver lining in any...
What qualifies you to be a firefighter in Oregon? Somebody should do a deep dive. Could anybody be a firefighter in Oregon? So what do you need, a certificate? What do you need? How do you volunteer to be a firefighter in Oregon? Is it a paid position? In New York City, it's a very, very well-paid position. Nobody fucks around with the fire department, FDNY in New York City, right? Paid professional fire department. What about Oregon? Is it mostly volunteers? Who could volunteer to go put out a fire? Say, hey, Chad, I'm going to go up into the mountain and put out that fire. Can anybody just run up there and legally or ethically go out and help put out fires? It makes you wonder.
Of this, it is the spirit of the community. It's been wonderful watching people work together to get through this. Laurel.
And our hearts certainly go out to all those impacted and to the firefighters. They've got to be so tired right now. Thank you, Mike. More than a dozen fires are burning in Clackamas County and have forced the evacuation of more than...
You see how you pick up little details when you watch it? You watch them all. Watch all of watch everything. Everything you can. And you start to see parallels, and you start to see glitches. You start to see inconsistencies in the reports, right? And nobody is talking about so far, really. Not in these later reports. No one's talking about how Antifa operates or who could have assisted, if at all, how they operate with the fires.
1,500 homes. Everything you see here in red on this map is under a level 3 go now evacuation order. But everyone in the county is under at least a level 1 be ready order. The sheriff just made this plea in a late night news conference.
In some of these rural communities, we really need your help to make sure we're checking on everybody and making sure that they're aware that they need to be prepared to leave. Some of these individuals.
You see how when you join the side of the establishment, you have to tailor your words. You have to measure everything you say. That's a tragedy. That's a serious tragedy. I think Trump, has at least shown us some of that. But in media, I'm uncensored. I am the true reporter. I'm relying on the public to tell me what the fuck is going on. Right? Yesterday I wasn't really clear. Today I'm a little more clear. We can't confirm completely that it is arson, right? But there is a lot of circumstantial evidence to boot. But what I'm saying is, when you watch a guy like this, you say to yourself, conformity is killing us. This notion of that I am in some sort of position and I can only say certain things. Or I work for this news organization and I'm not really allowed to say what's on my mind. I'm not allowed to have an opinion. I'm not allowed to use my intelligence, my inductive reasoning, my instincts to try to figure out what's going on. I'm not allowed to do that. These guys are not allowed to do that. And on the flip side, that's all I do. Right? Someone like me, that's all I do, because I don't answer to anybody. I answer to you. I answer to the crowd. You see the difference? You see why we're at a turning point? That's why I won't stop. I won't stop what I'm doing unless I'm actually stopped, and then I'll keep going anyway.
That we're reaching out to, we're giving a minute's notice to leave.
And that includes the area around the 10,000-acre Riverside fire. Here's a look at it from Sky 8. Officials say it continues to grow and is pushing west down Highway 224. They have set up barricades at Promontory Park, which is along the highway on the way to Estacada. The entire Mount Hood National Forest is closed due to the fire danger. Clackamas County commissioners have also declared a state of emergency as these fires are burning in both.
You close an area. When has Antifa ever respected something being closed? They've abandoned any curfews. They've violated every curfew that was ever set. In fact, they used the curfew to their advantage. They say, yeah, fuck your curfew. And they went out into the streets of New York City for hours after the curfew, burning and breaking stuff with really very little consequence.
Both rural and urban areas.
So shutting down stuff doesn't help the cause. It keeps patriots away. It keeps eyeballs away from the attack.
Another large one is in Molalla, where flames broke out at a lumber mill. It burned about 200 acres. And 2 more fires also burned south of Molalla. One off Wilhoit and Bird Road prompted dozens of evacuations.
This kind of wind event, is a once in a 100-year event, and it's here. So then it only takes a little spark and kind of gets us where we are.
Only takes a little spark.
A large fire in Eagle Creek near Estacada forced people out of their homes too. Evacuees in Clackamas County can check in at Clackamas Community College. A county spokeswoman says they're not doing congregate shelters where everybody is together because of COVID, so they're giving people hotel vouchers. Thousands of people are also still without power in the county. That's Clackamas. We'll head to Washington County next, where there are 2 main fires we're watching. The first is the power line fire. That's near Hag Lake. Sky 8 was over the firefight earlier this evening. That fire is forcing evacuations at this hour. And the second fire, which we mentioned at the top of this newscast, is burning south of Midway. That's between Newburgh.
Again, September 8th. This is an earlier report. I didn't put them in any specific order.
And Farmington. Our Catherine Cook has been in Washington County all evening, keeping up with both of these fires.
We're outside Mountainside High School in Beaverton. This is where sheriff's officials are asking people who've been evacuated from this new fire to come if they need a staging area. This fire blew up earlier this evening near McCormick Hill Road and Buckhaven Road. Resources in Washington County are already spread thin.
Wow. Hey, you know what? Tell this lady, when mainstream media crumbles, I'll give you a job, man. I got a job for you.
As crews continue to battle the power line fire that blew up Tuesday morning. Under a smoky orange sky, another trailer of horses leaves this stable on Mount Richmond Road in Gaston. 40 horses board here, and all 40 are leaving. The power line fire is burning nearby, and evacuations are underway.
They came down and said level 2, but it could jump the road and turn into level 3 before we could get them out of here. So we just realized that we had to move forward with it.
Jenny Lynn Riley boards a horse here. She's helping contact other owners to let them know what's happening. Regardless, volunteers will relocate every horse to safety.
I mean, you don't want to take a chance with something like that. You don't want to take the chance to let it go too far, and then you can't get them out.
The power line fire started around 6 a.m. Tuesday near Hag Lake. By midday, it had grown to about 50 acres and was 10% contained. Crews say a
So a little spark, and then it grows to 50 acres. You see how that happens?
Power line started the fire on
That's a good image right there. So where are they? They're in the middle of
50 acres and was 10% contained. Crews.
See right there? How did you get up there? You must have camped. You could have taken a trail up there, and like I say, you camp out. You camp out overnight, and then all of a sudden on the way out, you drop some fireworks. Right? This is what I'm trying to say.
Say a downed power line started the fire on a steep, narrow road, tough for crews to access.
We've had to pull ourselves out from certain areas just because it's too dangerous for our firefighters, and we don't have enough resources to push that right now. With the winds that we've been having, it just kept pushing and pushing and pushing.
We're trying to run to houses as quick as possible.
Washington County Sheriff's officials are warning neighbors. Level 2 and Level 3 evacuation notices are underway. 3 means leave now. 2 means be ready.
We've had a lot of cooperation. We've had a handful of people who have asked or told us they're not going to leave. That is a choice that they make. We highly recommend that they leave, but we are not forcing them physically to leave their home by any means.
Back at the stable.
Make sure that we got all the horses out.
Kaylee Keller lives around the corner. Her family's already evacuated from their home, but they wanted to help get these guys out too.
How much do these horses mean to you? A lot. Especially the one that I ride almost every day.
While neighbors do their part, crews battle the power line fire, knowing that so many other fires are also burning.
Wow. What is this guy saying?
We're strapped. Everybody in the state's strapped right now. We can't. Usually we help each other.
Are you Antifa? Are you an Antifa?
And it's hard to do right now.
In Gaston, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
That was a good report.
Hey, so these are brand new
That was a good report. Tesla. What else we got? Here's a couple of dudes.
You'll be able to see the smoke. It's 15 minutes or so. We'll have no visibility. We're trying to get intel on the fire, what's going on. We're talking to race folks. Mrs. W is doing some research as well, so we can try to get around any road closures. We're going to try to get up to the house, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. Looks like the fire might be closing in on two sides. It's really hard to get information. It seems that came up so quickly that there really isn't any structure or organization, or no one really knows what's going on. So we'll just have to be careful and see if we can pick our way up there. Is this 99 South? We are on 99 South, and you can see up ahead, it looks like we're heading into the hell right here. It's just absolutely black. You can see kind of. So we got my truck and trailer.
He says not insured. We're gonna get that out of there.
Here in Canby, it's like dead of night right now. It's just perfectly dark in here, and just a eerie glow from the fire to the south. How far are we out now?
Oh, we're probably 25 minutes. It's crowning. Okay. All right. We'll make a decision here real quick. Yeah, he's going to Scotts Mills. I don't think I'm gonna let him go up. So. No, they're not going to go up. We're going to try and make a dash in there now, and then we'll be gone. So, all right, thanks for letting me know. Okay, well, I have a phone, so text me if you need to. Thanks, Randy.
Farmers have got all their equipment out in the middle of these plowed fields so they don't burn up.
Sorry, exit strategy, but we can also go to the right up here. Road's a loop, okay, and that's a much better way to get off the fire to come up.
Okay, we got that field back there that we're doing. It's not mineral soil, but it's probably good enough.
Grab a chainsaw too, real quick.
So we're gonna try to grab as much stuff as we can.
I mean, this is just telling us the devastation of the fires for real people, right? These are real people, and they don't want to believe that they're being smoked out or anything like that, right? They're just real people. This is the real consequences of if this is what we think it is, what it's starting to look like. Then it's tragedy beyond tragedy, really.
We got to get the safe out of the house, and hopefully we got the key to the tractor.
There's gas in there.
Can you check the fuel? Oh, we're good, Tap. So the fire's gonna be coming up right up over this hill. It's gonna be burning uphill. We're trying to find.
Don't rush him. Okay, we're gonna go right out of here.
This is kind of boring.
Spot fires if need be. We'll keep mobile on that.
So they're worried about the fire.
Our humidity is 18.8.
All right, so there's a report for some real people. What is this? Veteran? Oh, this is fucking amazing. Buckle up for this one. This is good.
I wasn't going to speak. I was asked to speak here. Sheriff, good to see you. I'm telling you guys, I'm pretty appalled at what's going on. At first we sat as concerned citizens and we all wanted to figure out how to best navigate our way through this whole COVID thing. And
this is back in August 19, before the fires. August 19th.
As we realized that it's not quite as dangerous as we thought it'd be, I was absolutely appalled at the cowardice, and as you're sitting there with your masks on, I don't blame you for wearing masks, because I'd be hiding my face too if I was you for what you're doing. This is absolutely horrendous what you're doing to these people. I'm a business owner, and I'm telling you, our families are starving. You guys can sit here with your jobs, you can sit here and you're gonna get paid, you can fall asleep in your chair like that gentleman's doing behind his mask right there.
That's a great line. You're wearing a mask. You're wearing a mask. If I were you, I'd be hiding my face too. What a great fucking line.
Okay, and I'm telling you right now that we're being peaceful, and you better be happy that we're good citizens, that we're peaceful citizens. But it's not going to be peaceful much longer, okay? And this isn't a threat. I'm not a criminal. I've never been a criminal. But I'm telling you that good citizens are going to turn into real concerned and revolutionary citizens real soon. And nobody else is going to say that. I'm probably the only person that has the balls to say what I'm saying right now. That we're building, we're organizing, and we'll work with law enforcement or without law enforcement. But you won't stop us when time comes, because our families are starving. And if you don't hear the seriousness of my voice, I hope you open your ears and you absolutely listen to what I'm saying. Because this is a warning for what's coming. It's not going to be peaceful much longer. It's not going to be rah-rah. It's not going to be speeches. It's not going to be gathered outside saying a Pledge of Allegiance. It's not going to be waving flags. It's going to be real. When you've seen the things that I've seen, I went to war for this country. I've seen the ugliest, dirtiest part of humanity. I've been in combat, and I never want to go back again. But I'm telling you what, I will to save this country. If it has to be against our own citizens, it will happen. And there's a million people like me, and you won't stop us.
Millions.
Open the county. Let our citizens do what they need to do. Let owners of businesses do what they need to do to feed their families. Take the masks off. Quit masking and muzzling your children. The psychological damage you're doing to them is horrible. I've had 6 friends kill themselves since it's happened. Veterans who lost their jobs.
Yep.
How do you feel about being complicit in perpetuating that? The greatest hoax ever perpetuated on the American people, and you're a part of it by wearing your masks. In Shasta County, we're supposed to be red country up here. Not blue country, we're red country up here. You guys know that. You claim to be conservatives, maybe you're not, maybe you're liberals, I don't know. But by God, we're Americans, and remember that. Take your masks off, quit muzzling yourselves. Join us, fight with us against what's going on in Sacramento. It's a travesty. Thanks.
Oh, that guy was, holy smokes, that guy blew the fucking lid off of he clarified what people are thinking, like what the patriots are thinking. That over my dead body is what he's saying.
Phoenix, Oregon, about 4,600 people also seem to get out. But over and over again, you hear stories of people just scrambling to get whatever they could to get out of their house in time. Here is how one gentleman described it to us.
A few minutes later, a fire
September 9, by the way, September 9.
engine pulled in, and then a cop car, and so several vehicles giving the warning. You think you're prepared, but when it comes right down to it, you just lose focus and you just grab what you can and get out.
It's that sense, of just utter panic, automatic reactions, people grabbing a single thing, a handful of papers, and getting out. Over and over again, people seem to have managed to save their own lives just barely. Meanwhile, this whole region that we're under is under a mandatory go designation. That's a mandatory evacuation for everybody. And so we're seeing hundreds of thousands of people under some form of evacuation order right now here in Southern Oregon, Allison.
Jake, how about the weather? I know over in California, heat and dry winds, those Santa Ana winds have
Check your voice. Hey, Jake, how about the weather?
really been an issue. How about there in Oregon? How are the weather conditions playing into these fires?
It's very strange. I live and work in Northern California where you're used to a certain amount of fire season conditions coming together. But coming up here to Oregon, I am standing right now if you hadn't told me, I would think that I was in the Santa Ana winds of Los Angeles right now. It is a hot, dry, sideways wind right now that's kicking a lot of these embers back to life. And that helps to explain some of the devastation we've seen here. Let me just show you. When we first arrived here, we thought that the scale of it really only went so far. Then today, in the daylight, with the flames dying down, we could walk through this entire community, more than 131 homes destroyed here. We then went as far as we could and could see that the next development beyond here was also destroyed, and the next one after that seems to be as well. The scale of the devastation is shocking here, Allison, but it's the speed with which this wildfire hit an urban area and swept right through it in a way that no one was prepared for, Allison.
It's just absolutely incredible and horrific. Jake, thanks so much for sharing the stories.
Thanks, Jake. That was pretty good. Got a little information out of this. So, Oregon wildfires, buildings burn as firestorm. What's this? Global news.
This is insane.
Just more images of the fire.
Right here. Right behind me is the Ray's food place. Crazy.
Truck 316 go.
Poor trees getting in the way of human destruction. Many cats and dogs get stuck in the houses. Cats, dogs, fucking cats run under the house when there's something going on. Got burned out. Yeah. So is it Mother Nature doing this? Is it a combination of Mother Nature and a little bit of human activity causing it? Is it human activity? Politics? Because that's what it amounts to. You can say that it's not that that human activity has nothing to do with any of this, but then how could you say that the fires are being deliberately set? That's human activity. That's all part of the evolution of Earth, the nature of man, the nature of human beings to justify burning other humans out of their territory, capitalizing on a natural occurrence and then exacerbating the problem by making it burn down your house and then filling in the vacuum, the power vacuum. That's where we are today, right? That's where we are. That's what time it is. Human activity. Yeah, but also it's human activity that causes the dryness and the droughts and the extreme behavior, extreme climate, extreme everything. Combination of both of them, really. To say that human activity has nothing to do with any of this would be, in my view, ignorant. It enhances, it precedes climate change to some degree. Too many humans, 8 billion humans walking the planet, consuming, burning, polluting. And then it causes dryness, drought, excessive heat. And then, and also homes are like accelerants, really. Once homes catch up, they start to, we built them and then they help to, they in themselves, homes, buildings, things that we build are actually accelerants. This is a very long video. Oregon comrade suspects arson.
This is over there. It looks like it's untouched. The dog groomers is untouched. Everything on the other side of the street is gone. I just watched a small fire start at the bottom of the theater here in town. I decided to go ahead and...
But you don't see anybody running away from the fires. You don't see any firebugs. That's the humans.
Come downtown because I got a friend with a house down here that I wanted to check on. Chris, your house is okay, despite Highway 99 is on fire. Everything on the right side, pretty much okay.
And I don't know if people see the scope of these fires or are aware of how much of the West Coast is burning right now.
So this is September 11. Just look at his map of all the little fires all over Washington, Oregon, California, Northern California.
I'm gonna pull up this image right now.
How come nothing's burning in Canada? Canada's it's too cold. Why no fires in Canada?
But just
we're just not tracking those?
Look at this.
Yeah.
on it. I'm sure if you live out there, you know what I'm talking about.
This is a video. This is a very long video of somebody that's kind of doing what we're doing right here. Compilation. Let's see what else we got. A couple of more. There's a couple more. We're almost through it.
At least 2 people have died in wildfires that are burning across Oregon. The Riverside fire has scorched more than 40,000 acres near the city.
September 11.
Of Estacada. Mandatory evacuations are underway, with residents being told to leave immediately. Now, in the town of Medford, the Alameda fire destroyed homes and melted cars overnight. Fire officials say this wildfire season is unlike anything that state has seen in recent memory.
This is unprecedented. This has never happened in Oregon. We have
unprecedented. This has never happened in Oregon.
Not experienced the tremendous loss and destructive fire nature that we're seeing over the last 72 hours in our history.
NBC News correspondent Jacob Ward joins us now from Phoenix, Oregon. Jacob, what can you tell us about what's happening where you are right now?
You know, Joe, I know you have covered an enormous number of fires, and so there's a sort of a...
Terry Miller says it has not rained in eastern Washington in 3 months. Wow, no rain in 3 months. That's pretty impressive. That's a good statistic. Thank you.
A mental callus, right, that builds over time, and you start to think to yourself, you know, how many people and what was the space and all of these sort of intangibles, right? For me, I've been trying to zero in on the individual experience of it. And we were just standing talking about this particular home and what you can see here. If you look at the sink that has fallen through the burning floor, the dish told MSNBC earlier, they've never seen anything like this. This is not a state that deals with this. We've seen this kind of scene in California. They've never seen this in Oregon. And so you can just imagine.
We've never seen this in Oregon. Say it again.
The shock that people are feeling here right now, Joe.
And Jacob, it's really just heartbreaking when you think of all the people impacted with all the fires that we have covered over the recent years, and you add it all up. Now, I know there's evacuations. Are there people still in town there, or has everyone packed up and left?
It's a very eerie scene in this particular town, Phoenix, Oregon, which is under a mandatory...
David Albert says no fires in Canada because black population is 1.4% demographic. I'm not going to read into that, but thank you for the statistic.
Evacuation notice. They have a system here called Get Ready, Get Set, and Go. This is under the Go mandatory evacuation. But people are trickling in on foot, finding their way in to try and find a lost pet, trying to find out what has happened to their house. And people over and over again are having the most horrible experiences as they discover their homes have been lost. Here's how one person, Heather Marshall, described it to us.
Everything's a total loss. We've been here since my son was 4 months old. And it's like, oh my gosh. The people next door are his basically adopted grandparents. Their house is total. Everybody in here, their house, 121 trailers. Everybody's lost it. Lost what they have.
Miss Marshall, has described to us that basically her husband and her son could only leave with the clothes on their back. She was able to grab one change of clothes in order to go to work. It's that kind of scene that we're seeing over and over again as people sneak back in. Sneak is not the right word. Walk back in.
All right, so a little more. What else we got? Oregon declares state of emergency. This is September 9. I think we already saw this.
The firefight on the West Coast growing more difficult by the hour. In Oregon, a state of emergency declared as 36 wild.
It's just nice to see it's not nice, but it's good to see the imagery that we can't get our hands on unless we're kind of dependent on mainstream media for it. So
Evacuations in the area made more difficult after the fire closed Interstate 5 at the California border. Firefighters now dealing with the strongest winds of the season in California, from so-called Diablo winds in the north to Santa Ana winds in the south.
We've got fires burning from in the north part of the state all the way to the Mexican border, about 800 miles between the furthest distant fires.
Strong winds combining with record heat and dry conditions, fueling at least 25
Strong winds, record heat.
large wildfires in California alone, burning more than 2 million acres.
Historic is a term we seemingly often use here in the state of California, but these numbers bear fruit to that assertion that this is historic.
This smoke-nado spotted east of San Diego, spinning off a wildfire as it scorches 17,000 acres. This video from a smoky Bay Area where residents are facing a 23rd consecutive day of spare the air alerts, meaning wood-burning areas are prohibited. Farther south, a firefighter is in critical condition this morning after
This would probably be the one time you'd want to wear a mask when it's smoky like that.
he and his crew were overrun by flames near Big Sur. Officials saying the firefighters were defending a fire station when they were
All right, so that's just a kind of regurgitation. Let's see, arson arrests. Let's again, I have these in no particular order. This is an Australian report.
The death toll from the wildfires burning across the United States West Coast has reached 28, with President Donald Trump announcing he'll visit devastated areas next week. Disturbingly, police have now arrested 4 people accused of deliberately starting fires.
He claims to be a good Samaritan, phoning police to report this
We saw this earlier, but let's just see how the Australia press spins it.
fire.
This is freaking crazy, guys. Holy it's going across the road. Oh my God.
But police say Jeffrey Accord is one of several starting fires in Washington state. The 36-year-old live streaming as first responders arrive.
I'm still looking for my damn freaking camera.
I saw you at another fire. Let's listen to what the police said.
The 36-year-old live streaming as first responders arrive.
Why am I seeing you at another fire?
I'm still looking
for my damn
camera.
phone. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's funny that I'm seeing you at a fire when we got the report. Somebody thought you were trying to set a fire.
The extra fires adding to the burden of exhausted firefighters, still battling the dozens of blazes burning up and down the coast. In Oregon, authorities...
Now, how come that isn't breaking news? That the police are saying on camera that we saw this guy at another fire setting fires, and then they let him out, or the psychopath that they let him out, and he went right back out and set 6 more fires with a cocktail bomb. So, I mean, if you caught 2 of them and there's 100 of them doing it, and you only caught 2 of them, I mean, there is your evidence. That is pretty damning. You got to look at their backgrounds. Are they affiliated with the radical left Antifa? Are they repeating these same mantras? Black Lives Matter, fuck the police, every cop is a bitch, all this, right?
Are preparing for what they're calling a mass fatality incident, with dozens of people still missing and entire communities destroyed. The scale of the emergency can be seen from space, with the immense smoke clouds captured by satellites. Scientists say the haze has spread as far as the UK.
Look at that. Oh, that was a great graphic right there. Look at that spread. Hey, UK, you're getting our smoke. I love the way it passed right over New York because I don't smell anything, really. So there's massive smoke in these areas, and it's going out towards the west. It's going out over the Pacific Ocean. So there must be clouds and nasty clouds. And then quite a bit of it is coming across the Midwest. It looks like right in the heartland, right in Kansas, Missouri, right in the middle. And then other fires seem to be working their way up through Canada all the way and settling in the UK. That's strange. Passed right over us in New York. I don't smell a thing, man. But I smelt that 9/11 smoke for fucking 3 months.
The air quality on the west coast is currently the worst in the world. And as if breathing in the smog wasn't bad enough, doctors say there's evidence inhaling smoke and ash can increase the risk of catching coronavirus.
Exposure of the lungs to...
I gotta laugh at that one. So that's Jacko said that the smoke increases your risk of catching coronavirus. So listen to this.
Ash can increase the risk of catching... Smog wasn't bad enough. Doctors say there's evidence inhaling smoke and ash can increase the risk of catching coronavirus.
What a dickhead. What a dickhead.
Exposure of the lungs to bad air quality, to pollutants, can increase the protein that the SARS-CoV-2 virus binds to infect the lung.
In California, Tim Avia, 9 News.
Now all of a sudden they're experts on the way it spreads, right? I think we got one more. Verified, no Antifa. This is confirmed. KGW confirms no Antifa.
We have seen this claim about Antifa starting these
September 10th.
Wildfires everywhere. Now, police departments are trying to dispel the rumors, putting out their own posts saying it's just not true. And now, instead of helping people who need it, 911 dispatchers are getting inundated with calls about Antifa. The rumors about what or who may have started the historic wildfires in Oregon started almost immediately. Then social media posts and far-right websites like Law Enforcement Today pushed the false theory that Antifa was behind the fires. Here are just a few of the emails we received in 24 hours. Brian M. asks, can you look into if Antifa is starting these fires? I think it's Russian bots or right-wing groups spreading rumors. Jerry H. said, my friend told me that several of these fires have been started by Antifa people. Can you prove that is right or wrong? Emily asked on Twitter, can you verify? I'm hearing lots of talk about arson in many places. According to several Oregon law enforcement agencies, the claim that Antifa started the wildfires is false. The Medford Police Department put out this alert about a made-up graphic and article. The police department said, this is a made-up graphic and story. We did not arrest this person for arson, nor anyone affiliated with Antifa or Proud Boys.
We haven't seen this. This would probably be accurate. So you got a couple of, you shouldn't really do that. Why do you have to fudge? See the dickheads? Dickheads have to come in and they got to make up stories, right? Get a mug shot and make up a story about it. And this guy's arrested and put it out there for clicks. You jerk-offs. Why don't you stick with the truth, man? It's conspiracy theories, guys. Lay the fuck off. Let's get to the facts. You don't have to do this. We've got the evidence. Just do the job. Do the job of digging through the evidence.
As we've heard throughout the day. Also, no confirmed gatherings of Antifa, which has also been reported.
These rumors going on that are completely false about mass arrests going on can really take our time.
He's not lying when he said it. It's because there is no evidence of mass arrests. Stop making it up. All right? They're not being caught. They're not being caught.
I'm away from the investigation, and it also leads people to think something happened when it hasn't.
And the Douglas County Sheriff's Office posted this, begging people to stop spreading rumors. The Post said their 911 dispatchers are being overrun with requests for information and inquiries on an untrue rumor that 6 Antifa members have been arrested for setting fires in Douglas County, Oregon. Again, according to several law enforcement agencies, we can verify the claim that Antifa started the wildfires is false. We do know officials are investigating possible arson cases across the state, including the Alameda fire. So
they're investigating arson cases, but there's no evidence of... It doesn't even make sense, right? They're saying that the idea that Antifa started it. Oh, yeah, and you know what? Who was Antifa? Let's go. So let's go to Joe Biden's website. Joe Biden. Remember this? Joe Biden's website. Right? Joe Biden's official website. And where do we go? Oh, no. Let's go to Antifa. I'm sorry. Antifa.com. Let's go to Antifa.com. Did I type it in right? Yeah. And oh shit, we go back to Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Wait, maybe I did it wrong. Antifa.com. How about Antifa.org? Antifa.org, where do we go? Antifa is not an organization. All right, so somebody hijacked Antifa.org. But why is Antifa.com taking me to Joe Biden's website. Why is that? Oh, what happened? It ran out of gas? It ran out of gas. Antifa.org, where do we go? What the hell am I talking about? I'm talking to myself. I just want to confirm. Antifa.com. Antifa.com. Oh, now it stalls. Antifa.com. Now it's stalled all of a sudden. Why did it stall? But you see how it took me to Joe Biden a couple of times? Oh, shit is crazy, right? So what else we got? We heard her. And historic fires continue in Oregon. One more. I think we got one more.
Under a cloud of destruction that hung in the air as smoke, we wondered what this morning would bring.
We got 100 people out there watching. Thank you very much for joining me. This is good stuff. This is good. It took a long time, but we're getting it on the record, right?
It's bad. Across Oregon, the numbers are staggering. 30 to 40,000 people evacuated from their homes, thousands of buildings destroyed, an unknown number of people dead. Yesterday, the fire had destroyed 300,000 acres. Ferocious winds tripled that number, and now
right there, man, because we're just like burning. Wow! So thank you everybody for joining me. I hope Wayne's World party time, most excellent. What do we learn? Did we think it's it's open ended? What do I think? I think that I'm leaning towards a combination of both. I'm leaning towards opportunists seizing the moment, seizing the day, right? Oh, it's dry season. What kind of chaos can we cause, right? We're getting beat up in the street by the police. The police are starting to win. They're using rubber bullets on us. Let's move into the hills. Let's take the fight somewhere else. Let's burn these motherfuckers out, and then force them to stay in their houses or whatever it is, or physically leave because they got nowhere else to go. We just burn their house down. So it does make sense. There is mounting circumstantial evidence that suggests that a lot of these fires were deliberately set in small places. Did they contribute to the larger fires? I don't know. I guess, yeah. I guess, well, when someone's setting a fire, when they're supposed to be, vigilant about putting fire out and not spreading fire, not flicking cigarettes and not throwing matches on the street, certainly not lighting fireworks in the fucking fireworks in the forest. One would suggest that. So that's my take on this. Yesterday I had said that it looked like all climate change. I kind of swallowed that poison a little bit, and upon further investigation, there is mounting evidence. No Antifa has claimed responsibility. Most terrorist groups will claim responsibility. Maybe these guys are operating differently and saying that you take the secret to the grave. Right? Maybe nobody will ever find out. See, that's what I'm talking about. They're very smart. They're using encrypted phones to communicate to each other. 10,000 strong show up on the streets of New York City, and you say, where the fuck did they come from? Where? How? Who? Ha? I didn't even see where. Where is this line of people? Where did they even start? I'm from here, and all of a sudden there's 10,000 people marching on the street. I didn't know it until it was standing in front of me, and I'm a reporter. So sneaky, devious, committed to the cause. They believe in what they believe. They use fire. They use violence. They use civil disobedience and civil unrest as tools. They use skateboards as weapons. Right. That's what's going on in the world. So thank you all for joining me. I gave up a beach day for this. I was heading out to the beach. I was heading out to the ocean, and I said, you know what, I got to do this. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Kindly spread this video around. This is the quintessential. Granny Cat is fine. Granny Cat's inside. We got her a new. She's sleeping on a heating blanket because she's Granny Cat report. She's sleeping on a blanket that is underneath it is a heating blanket. She loves it. She loves about 100 degrees, and she found out that the thing is heated. So she spends a lot of time sleeping on the heated mat. It's made for pets, and it's underneath her favorite rug. So you put your hand on it, it's warm. And then when she gets up, you pet her, and she's physically warm from the blanket. So she's very happy. Last year, she was getting cold. When the temperature drops, the cat is like screaming because she's cold. So Granny Cat's good. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And more to be continued. If I didn't get to your video clip, I'm sorry. I got bombed. I tried to play as many as I can, and we're already 2 goddamn hours into this thing. So spread this. Do me a favor. Click the share button. Let people know we're doing it.